Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday, the 28th of October 2021. Bringing you the Millwall news daily. So, what's happening today in Millwall news? This is from news@den.co.uk. They've been speaking to Gary Rowett about transfers and whatnot. So, what did he say? Millwall boss Gary Rowett says Lions ready to act if they decide they need January signings. Gary Rowett hasn't ruled out adding to his squad in January, but cautioned it's not always automatically the right thing to do midway through a season. Millwall are 10th in the Championship table, level on 21 points with 5th place Luton, and just 3 points off Coventry in 4th. Last January, Rowett brought in midfielders Mikel Keftenbell from Birmingham and George Evans from Derby on permanent deals. Like in the summer, Millwall would need to move on players before they can recruit, with Ben Thompson and John Daddybuild-Varson again set to be the subjects of transfer speculation as they are currently out of the first team frame. Millwall's recruitment team have continued to build a list of potential targets to give Rowett options if the squad is hit by injuries or if he feels there is an area that can push them on. Goal scoring remains an issue. The Lions have scored the least of any side in the top half, and the club were open to bringing in another central striker in the last window. Rowett feels it's too early to be definitive about potential January plans. You always look at areas you want to improve on. Sometimes January is a good time to do that. Sometimes it's a time when you're better off leaving it alone, Rowett said. That's statistically proven. Sometimes when you make change in January, when you're going well, it's not always the best thing to do, so you have to sense that. Our recruitment team is working hard, and their job is to give us options if we need it, and if we're able to do that as a club, that's really where we've got to be. It's a little bit too early to make those decisions, but we'll certainly prepare as though we will try to do something. Meanwhile, the Lions head to Huddersfield this Saturday with a win and other results going their way could see them end the weekend in the top 6. Rowett is pleased with his side's form, but isn't paying a lot of attention to the table at the moment. He said, at this stage of the season, it's just about building that consistency in your performances. I don't think you really worry too much about where you are in the league. Obviously, you want to be towards the top end, but I don't think it has too much bearing at the minute. What I would say is over the calendar year, we have been very consistent. We picked up quite a lot of points in comparison to other championship sides. I'm quite happy we're in the mix for those top 6 positions, and it's about us just maintaining those levels of performances and trying to improve. Okay, no comment. Moving on now to this story, also about transfers in a way. Millwall have no plans to bring back in-form League 2 forward in next transfer window. Millwall currently have no plans to recall Isaac Olaofe from Sutton United in January. Olaofe, 21, has hit the ground running again this season, this time in Sutton's first ever campaign in League 2, and has 3 goals in his last 5 games. On Tuesday night, Olaofe was denied another when Colchester's Samson Tavide prevented his effort going in when he handled on the line and was sent off. Rob Milsom scored the penalty as Sutton came from behind to win 3-1 and go back into the playoff places. The Lions recalled Danny McNamara from St Johnstone last January, but that was because boss Rowett wanted him for a regular first team spot. With all our young loans, they've been doing pretty well, Rowett said. The likes of Dan Moss went on to Yeovil and he's doing well. The same with Alex Mitchell at Leyton Orient, Tyler Burford Bury before his injury. Hayden has had games when he's done quite well also. We wanted to have a look at Tanto pre-season, but injury stopped us doing that, so we felt the best thing for him was to go and play games again. The aim of all those loans is that they're going to come back into our team at some point. Otherwise, we'll just try and sell them and let them move on. They've got potential to be first team regulars. If you look at those players along with Billy Mitchell and Danny McNamara, then you've got a real core of 5 or 6 players that could play for our first team in the next 12 months. We're open-minded about it, but the main thing is they are developing and they're getting regular game time. Unless you can guarantee them that, there is no point bringing them back from a successful loan when they can carry on scoring goals like Isaac has. That would be good. Now, that would be something impressive in terms of what Gary Rowett's doing, what he might be doing, because he seems to have, I don't know, it's perception, maybe it's just me, that he doesn't rate the young players. He doesn't want to play them. Players like Billy Mitchell, Ben Thompson, even Danny McNamara, to a point that he doesn't rate them and doesn't want to give them a chance. That's what it seems like from the outside looking in. But if he's saying, well, they haven't played that much, so they need to actually play, then I suppose getting them out on loan and getting them playing is the first step. And then if the next step is next season or the season after they come into the Millwall team, that would be pretty impressive. That really would. But I can't see that happening with Rowett. I really can't see that happening. And so he's saying with the loans, but they loan players out that then they know are going to go anyway. It's kind of like exit loans, like work experience, so they can go and play, so they can get scouted. And it gives them an advantage in the job market when you know in 6 months' time, in July, they're going to be out of a contract and out of a job. So it gives them an opportunity to showcase their talents, and that happened to Sam Skeffington last season. Various other players, all the time it happens to them. Jesse Deborah, I think, don't know if that was the last season, the season before, where they loan them out so they can play and get out there in order to get a new contract for a new team when their Millwall one ends. So that they get loaned out for that as well. It's not just, you don't just sell them or let them move on. That you do loan players out if you know you're going to let them go anyway. We've been doing that all the time. But yeah, if in 3 years' time you got like six players from Millwall youth team as sort of in and around the squad, that would be very impressive. But I just can't see it happening. I mean, Gary Rowett's brought this new guy in, Harvey Bustle, to do the recruitment, and he loves signing players, shopping around and signing players. And I imagine he would get more of a thrill out of discovering like a rough diamond and bringing them in and making them a star than just taking a player from our youth team and doing the same thing to them. Because it's still the same thing. You're taking an unknown player and boosting them up and making them well known. But if you buy them from another team, it's proactive. It's like you went out and got them and brought them in. Whereas if they're just in the youth team, you didn't do anything about it, really, unless they're trying to sign players for the youth team now. So they'll sign players like 18 years old, put them in the under 23s, and then they can say, well, I saw him and I signed him. But yeah, I don't know. So moving on to the last story of today. Your chance, yes, you watching this, your chance to fill Bolina's shoes on a match day. Now, you may not know this, Bolina is the mascot. It's the female partner to Zampa, the original mascot. There's now two of them. I don't know, you may have seen them walking around. I believe that is a picture. Isn't that a picture of Zampa though? That's a lion there, I'm pretty sure. Because Bolina's a lioness, so she doesn't have the mane. Well, maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they've got a picture of Zampa there. So Millwall Football Club is seeking someone to step inside the shoes, the costume, of Bolina, one half of the Lions' famous mascots on match days. Lining up alongside Zampa the Lion, Bolina will walk around pitchside and meet Mills Junior Lions pre-match, as well as making appearances, Zampa's family stand, and much more. This is a paid role, so don't hesitate to get in touch and register your interest. For more information, contact that email address. So there you go. Does that appeal to you? Would you do that? I don't know, it seems a bit weird. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I mean, you can't really speak either. You just have to be mute all day. Because if the kids hear you speaking, they'll think, oh, bloody hell, what's going on there? I suppose it's not that bad now. It's winter, so it'll be nice and comfy in there. But in the summer, I imagine a suit will be absolutely overbearing. But yeah, there you go. If you want to get in the mascot game, there's an opening for Bolina. And even though Bolina is a female lion mascot, you do not need to be a female to be in the costume, because I believe one of the previous incumbents of that role was a male. So male or female, you can don the costume and strut your stuff down at the den, if that's the way you are so inclined. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and